Chicken Alfredo, a creamy pasta dish featuring grilled or sautéed chicken in a rich, cheesy sauce. It's a dish loved by many and served in restaurants all over the world. But have you ever wondered how this delicious dish came to be? The origins of chicken Alfredo can be traced back to early 20th century Italy, where it was invented by a man named Alfredo D'Alelio. In his restaurant in Rome, Alfredo was a restaurateur who had a passion for creating unique and delicious dishes. He was always experimenting with different ingredients and techniques to create something special. Chicken Alfredo typically has three main components: pasta, usually fettuccine, but sometimes other types of pasta are used. Alfredo sauce, a creamy sauce made with butter, cream, and Parmesan cheese. There is a secret ingredient discovered by chefs, which will take the sauce to the next level, and I am going to share the story with you in this video. Chicken. Grilled or sautéed chicken is added to the dish for protein and flavor. The dish quickly became popular in Rome, and people from all over the world would come to Alfredo's restaurant just to try it. In fact, some famous Hollywood actors and actresses would visit the restaurant when they were in Rome just to savor this unique dish. The origin of the Alfredo fettuccine pasta has a wonderful story. One day, Alfredo's wife was pregnant and having difficulty eating, so he set out to create a dish that would be easy on her stomach, but also satisfying. He combined butter, cream, and Parmesan cheese to create a rich and creamy sauce that he poured over fettuccine pasta. He then added grilled or sautéed chicken to the dish to make it more filling. The result was a dish that was not only delicious, but also easy on his wife's stomach. The creamy sauce and tender chicken made it an instant hit with his patrons. Over time, the recipe for chicken Alfredo has evolved, with various chefs and restaurateurs adding their own twist to the classic recipe. Some chefs use different types of pasta or add different herbs and spices to the sauce to create new flavors. But the secret to an amazing Alfredo sauce is in this story. Once upon a time, there was a chef named Maria who was famous for her chicken Alfredo recipe. Maria had been making this dish for years and had perfected it to the point where it had become a crowd favorite. The dish was so delicious that people would come from far and wide just to taste it. One day, a food critic came to Maria's restaurant to try her chicken Alfredo dish. He had heard so much about it that he was curious to see if it was as good as people claimed. When the dish arrived, the critic took one bite and was instantly transported to a world of creamy, cheesy goodness. He had never tasted anything like it before. The food critic asked to speak to Maria and complimented her on her dish. He was curious to know the secret behind its unique flavor. Maria smiled and revealed that she added a secret ingredient to her sauce, one that she had discovered by accident. One day, while making the sauce, Maria accidentally spilled a bit of white wine into the pot. Rather than starting over, she decided to let it simmer and see what happened. The result was a sauce that was richer and more flavorful than ever before. The food critic was amazed and asked Maria if she would be willing to share the recipe with him. Maria agreed, and soon the recipe was published in a food magazine. From that day on, Maria's chicken Alfredo dish became even more popular, with people traveling from all over the world to try it. The secret ingredient that was discovered by accident had become the key to Maria's success. Her chicken Alfredo dish had become a legend in the culinary world, and people would always wonder what other secrets she had up her sleeve. But no matter how the recipe is prepared, one thing remains constant: the dish's irresistible taste and the fond memories it creates. It's a dish that brings people together and creates lasting memories. And it all started with one man's passion for cooking and his desire to create something special for his wife. But wait, there's more to the story. Did you know that Alfredo Dall'Alea's original recipe for chicken Alfredo was actually quite simple and didn't even include garlic? It wasn't until later chefs added garlic to the sauce to give it an extra kick of flavor. And speaking of flavors, did you know that chicken Alfredo has inspired many different variations around the world? From spicy Cajun chicken Alfredo to tangy lemon chicken Alfredo, chefs have been experimenting with different flavor combinations to create their own unique take on this classic dish. And let's not forget about the health-conscious folks out there. And if you can't make it to Italy, don't worry with this recipe. You can recreate the magic of chicken Alfredo right in your own kitchen. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to create your own delicious version of this classic dish. More stories about chicken dishes right up here. Happy cooking!